Alrighty, everybody, thank you so much for joining me on the mat today for another class, continuing our chakra series, today with our third eye chakra, also known as Ajna. The third eye chakra is considered the sixth primary chakra in Hindu tradition, residing in the center of your head, parallel to the middle of your eyebrows. Associated qualities include clarity, concentration, imagination, intuition, and spiritual perception. And according to some beliefs, it is linked to the pineal gland, a pea-sized gland near the hypothalamus and pituitary gland. This gland is revered as an organ of universal connection by seers and mystics. It also produces melatonin, which affects circadian rhythms and reproductive hormones. And while scientific evidence is lacking, many consider the third eye as a window to the spiritual world, with some signs of an imbalanced third eye chakra being excessive skepticism, a lack of clarity, headaches and eye issues, a disconnected intuition, nightmares and sleep disturbances, an inability to visualize, or a lack of insight. However, when your third eye chakra is balanced and harmonious, you'll experience enhanced intuition, clearer vision, vivid dreams, a heightened awareness, a creative flow, balanced emotions, and a connection to higher self. So with all that in mind, we will stay in our comfortable seated position for now. We will be starting our practice with our Kapalbhati pranayama, also known as the skull shining breath. And again, not practicing quite yet, but just to explain it, we will sit comfortably with your spine erect, hands on your knees, palms up. And starting up with an inhale, you'll inhale deeply through your nose. And as you exhale, when you have 10 to 15% of the breath left, forcefully exhale, pulling your stomach in, contracting your navel toward your spine. Imagine expelling all the stale air from your lungs. And you will have a passive inhalation. And so you'll focus on the exhalation, but the inhalation will happen naturally. However, we will begin to move by rubbing your palms together, building some friction, building some heat, rapidly back and forth before placing palms over eyes. Feeling that heat before removing the palms from your face, looking at your hands, getting ready to practice the skull shining breath. So as you exhale, with about 10 to 15% of the air left in your body, you will forcefully contract and exhale. A breath retention at the end on your last breath, otherwise relaxing, enjoying yourself, getting ready for the next round as you inhale, exhaling most of the way out, and starting again. And fully exhaling, activating the stomach vacuum if it's part of your practice, otherwise just holding the breath. Before releasing the breath, getting ready for one more round. And on that last exhalation, fully releasing the oxygen from your lungs, going for the stomach vacuum or just a breath hold, depending on what is in your practice. Getting ready for the rest of the third eye practice we have today, focusing on that mind-body connection, bringing your attention to the space between your eyebrows and letting it stay there for the duration of our practice today. Staying in our easy pose Sukhasana, Sinking in with the breath before clasping hands behind your back, breathing in, interlocking hands, opening through the collarbones before bowing forward. Sukhasana bowing yoga mudra. We'll come back up, rotating on the mat for our wide child's pose, Prasarita Balasana. Hanging out here, feeling that energy in your third eye, opening up to the world, sinking into your practice, arriving on your mat. Feeling the tension draining from your head, neck, shoulders, hips going back towards your heels. We will be coming up into our lion's pose, Simhasana. And I'm just moving for the camera, but we'll come up onto the balls of your feet, heels together, knees out wide. A balancing pose. It is quite difficult. However, you can do it. Absolutely. Hands on the ground in front of you for balance if necessary. Maybe on a block. Just connecting to your higher self. Enjoying the moment. We're only here for a few more breaths. And on your next breath in, rising all the way up. Before coming to a full mountain pose Tadasana, staying in the middle of your mat. Letting the feet relax, heels to the ground. Legs facing sides of the mat, long ways. We'll be moving into our intense leg stretch pose, Prasarita Padottanasana. Heel-toeing feet out wide, hands to your hips. Inhaling, extending up. Exhaling, folding forward. Either reaching for your heels, shins, calves, clasping opposite elbows, hands to the ground, maybe hands behind you. Really making this practice your own today. Whatever variations feel right for you. And rotating, so left toes pointing forward, right toes pointing at a 45-degree angle, hip bones moving in the direction of the front of the mat for our pyramid pose. Inhaling, looking up, extending forward, exhaling, rounding down. Hands to the ground, maybe a block or your shin. Wherever is most comfortable, really tuning into your body today. And we'll go ahead and lift up, interlocking hands behind your back. Inhaling, extending forward, exhaling, hands up and over your head. At least moving in that direction. Finding your edge and riding it. Before rotating to the opposite side of the mat, right toes forward, left toes at a 45-degree angle, again for our pyramid pose. Inhaling with a flat back, looking up, exhaling, bowing over your leg, moving your forehead in the direction of your knee or shin. Enjoying this wonderful practice. And interlocking hands behind your lower back. Inhaling, extending them away from you, exhaling, hands up and over your head. Head continuing to bow forward, but no pain in the neck. Before dropping down into our downward facing dog, pressing through the palms, opening through the upper back, pushing into your hips, and then hips into your heels, making sure your glutes rising upwards, pedaling the feet if that is comfortable for you, if this is your first downward dog of the day. Giving your body what it needs in this practice. And we'll go ahead and walk the hands forward a little bit, dropping both elbows at the same time for our dolphin pose, Svanasana. Strong through the upper back, open through the shoulders. Heels may or may not touch the ground, that is perfectly fine. Before clasping your hands, moving your head into the pocket they create, and lifting your legs up for our headstand pose, Salamba Sirsasana. Feeling free to stay in dolphin pose if this isn't in your practice quite yet. However, this inversion is amazing. And on your next breath out, dropping one leg, then the other, coming to our reverse tabletop pose, Ardha Purvottanasana. Shoulders over wrists, knees over ankles, hips and glutes strong, pushing upwards, inner thighs rotating towards each other, making sure knees don't splay out wide. And we're here for a few more breaths. Next, we will be doing our alternating nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, from a seated position. So we will move to the center of our mat, cross-legged or on your knees, whichever is most comfortable. Bringing your right peace fingers, pointer and middle, to the center of your forehead. You will exhale and close the right nostril with the right thumb, inhaling through the left nostril. At the top, you will alternate, closing left, exhaling through right. Before inhaling through the right nostril and switching sides, closing right, exhaling through left. Inhaling through the left nostril and switching, closing left, exhaling through the right. Continuing to flow, alternating the nostrils you breathe through, balancing the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine with the left and right nostrils. Really feeling this practice, connecting to the mind, connecting mind to body. And you continuing to flow back and forth, back and forth. Closing the left as you exhale through the right. Inhaling through the right, and at the top of the inhale, switching, exhaling through the left. Continuing at your own pace, a natural breath, not extending, not shortening, whatever feels natural for your body at this moment in time. Continuing to flow back and forth. Becoming present with the breath, with the body, with your practice. And for your next exhale through the left nostril will be your final one. So wherever you are in your round, next time you exhale through the left nostril, finishing up, staying in thunderbolt pose or cross-legged, depending on where you are. Letting that breath work sink into the practice, absorbing it into your body, feeling yourself relax. And moving into camel pose, hips over knees, shoulders over hips, breathing in, hands come to lower back, exhaling, extending backwards for one breath before moving into our rabbit pose, grabbing heels with hands, moving forward so the crown of your head is on the ground, hips are lifted up, pushing through that upper back, getting a wonderful stretch. Sasangasana, rabbit pose. Before dropping down into our child's pose, bringing the crown of your head to the ground, arms up and over your head. Before inhaling, coming back up, I will rotate for the camera, but our Vyoma Pranayama, left hand to heart, right hand to belly. First, breathing into your hand, into the belly, moving the breath up through the chest, up through the head for a 3-part breath. Exhaling in the opposite direction, exhaling from the head to the chest to the stomach. For inhaling again, inhaling into the hand, over your belly, inhaling into your chest, up through your head, exhaling in reverse. Taking this practice to really connect with the breath and the body, flowing at your own pace, smooth, steady breaths. Not forcing anything here, not having any expectation for what your breath pattern should be or how long or short it should be, but recognizing what it is. Inhaling through the stomach, into the chest and the ribs, up into the head, and exhaling in reverse. Continuing this practice, flowing at your own rate, staying present with yourself and the practice you're giving you. Continuing to flow with your breath. Just a few more rounds of breath. Finish up on this last round, inhaling through the belly, up into the chest, through the head, exhaling in reverse from the head to the chest to the abdomen. And as we finish up this round, making our way to our back for our final resting pose, Shavasana, or corpse pose. Most important part of this practice, letting the body acclimate to the practice we've given it, enjoying the relaxation throughout your body, draining tension from your head, neck, shoulders, feeling that relaxation spread down your arms into your fingertips, before coming back up through your shoulders, letting your upper back relax into the mat, flowing down your body as your chest and ribs let go, not controlling the breath anymore. Stomach is soft and relaxed, hips melting into the ground, tension melting away as your legs splay out to the side, comfortable whichever direction they want to go. And that relaxation spreads all the way down your thighs, through your knees, your shins, the front of your legs, all the way down into your feet. Allowing that relaxation to take place, enjoying this moment, staying in Shavasana, and I will call you back when it's time to finish. And wiggling fingers and toes, bringing some movement into your body, starting to wake up. Extending up through the arms, pointing down through the toes. Slowly rolling onto one side, lifting yourself up. And thank you so much for joining me today, for making this time for yourself. I would love to see you on the mat again for the next practice. Otherwise, if we enjoyed, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And above all, have a blessed rest of your day. Namaste.